Okay, so welcome to this tutorial where I'm going to show you how to create on task the pastoral notes system. This is a great way to enter pastoral notes and to manage pastoral notes and tutor notes within a school environment. The best thing about it, as mentioned, is that anyone who has the app and is logged into the project can simply dictate their notes, and the speech-to-text software will then enter it onto the Google Doc or Google Sheet for you. And this takes away a whole load of hassle. So let's get started straight away. This is my task homepage. I'm going to assume that you have downloaded the app and have created a profile. The first thing you're going to do is create a new project. So go up to the top and create new project. The next page, start a new project. Give your project a title. I'm going to call it task notes. Obviously, you can call it whatever you want. It might be useful to personalize it to whichever house in the school or whichever system you use. Next thing to do is a description. I'm going to put in here notes here. It will need a URL. It will suggest one for you from the description, but that's not going to work for me. So I'm just going to put pastoral notes there. I don't need any tags. This bottom section here, the visibility, once you have a school account, you will be able to keep your project private and invite team members onto it, so your colleagues, your tutors, teachers, your senior management, whoever you want on the project using that. But for the purposes of this demo, I'm going to keep it as a community project. And let's go ahead and create that project now. There we go. So there's the title. There's my username there, which we'll need at some point later on. The basics are set up now. What we need to do is build some tasks in there. But before that, I'm going to personalize this background here and put in a picture that will make it look nice. So we're going to edit project here and choose a header photo. I'll take you to that. And I'm going to, I think that's a good one to use for this. And you can reposition it and change it around however you feel. Apply changes. And that's going to be my header for this particular project. Good. Save the changes. Okay, so now the first job to do is to create some tasks within this. So this is what it's all about. So let's go to the task section here and create a new task. So the first thing I'm going to do is give it a title. Let's put here pastoral note. Okay. And these sections, you can add in photos if you want to personalize it. You can actually add in text, some more details about what the job involves. But for us, for this one, it's pretty self-explanatory, so I'm going to leave it. Verifying the tasks, you can choose to verify it as an admin before it's approved. But again, for this one, I'm going to trust my colleagues that they're going to put in the right things. And also you can assign a point for the points and rewards and redeem system. That's really good for encouraging kids to use this with other projects and tutors as well. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is start putting in some feedback fields. The first one I want to do is to put in, well, these are the ones you've got. You can put in text, a photo, drop-down list, or tags. For this project, I'm going to start with a drop-down list of the actual tutees or the pupils that I want to choose. Okay, so enter pupil name. Enter, select. Okay, and here we go. This is our drop-down. So I'm just going to put in a few names. and so on. It'll be specific to your project. You do need a required. Okay, so that's the first one. Close that down. The next one is going to be the category of pastoral note. So again, this is a drop-down list. Select. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is, this is a really useful way of working through your notes when they're on the Google Sheet, so you can select and choose different categories of note. So for example, this one, academic, if it's an academic note, or a co-curricular note, something to do with sport, perhaps well-being. You want. I'm going to leave it at that, but you could add other ones like sort of medical notes, family notes, whatever you feel, whatever is appropriate for your setting. Okay, so that's that one done. Next one is the note itself. So this is simply a text area. So you put in there, I'm going to put in here, enter note, and that's all you need. There's no character limit, but it is required. Simple as that. And the last one in this specific project, we have a pastoral traffic light system, whereby you can flag up red, amber, or green to so it makes the note visible as to whoever's reading it, as to the sort of tone of the note, whether you need to keep an eye on specific things. So this one again is a drop down, and again, amber. Okay, I'm going to save that task. And that's basically the bones of it there. What we need to do now is create some different categories for different year groups to make it easier to select the people you're looking for, because there may be quite a few in your list. Certainly within the house that I manage, I've got over 50 boys within that house, so I need to be able to find them quickly when I'm adding a note. So the best way to do that is to split them up within year groups. And for that, you actually need to go into this part here where it says JSON. This is the actual editor, the bit there that makes it easier for you and I to enter, to set up our notes. But there's a little tweak we can add in here, which is the code. So I'm just going to click on JSON there, and you can see this is the code for this task that we've just set up. If you don't know JSON, then it's complete gobbledygook. But all you have to do here is find this word here that says category. And within those two speech marks, I'm going to put in the first year group, and that is actually going to be year 9. But first of all, I'm going to add a 1 because I want this to be top of the list. So I'm going to go year 9. So number 1, year 9, and then save that task. Now you can see what's happened here. We've got categories going on, which is going to be really, really useful. Okay, so what we've got to do next is create same task, but with different year groups and obviously different names within that year group. So there it is. I have created my first category, year 9, with the pupils from year 9 within that group. The next thing I need to do is create the next category for the next year group. So it's going to be category number 2, year 10. So I need to copy and paste the JSON code and then make a new task. So if I go into current tasks, pastoral note, there it is. And I'm just going to Command A, Command C, and then I'm going to create a new task here. But first of all, I will go into JSON and just just paste the old code from the first year 9 setup, but go back to category here and type in 2, year 10. If I add that task now, you'll see that I've got a new category, year 10. However, it's exactly the same task with the same names in. So the only job I need to do next is just go back into year 10, pastoral note, and go back and put the new names in for that year group. Okay, you can see I've got Billy, Ben, Simon, and Paul. So let's just take those away, and I'm going to put John Andy in there. So there's the new year group, same tasks here, the same, select the category, same categories, enter your note, do your traffic lights, but with different names, and then update that task. And you must go then repeat that process for all the rest of the house or the group or the tutor group that you are building this for. So I'm going to build that now, and I'll join you again when I've built that. Good, welcome back. I have now populated these year groups with some names, only a few, obviously, but you will want to add all of them according to your group. So now we've got that project done, the tasks are in there. I can show you a little bit about these buttons at the top. First of all, your team button up here. This is where you invite other colleagues and team members. When they have joined up with the task app, they will have a username, and you can simply type in their username or email address here. For example, Joey would be one. You can invite Joey, send the invite, and then that gets sent off, and then Joey will receive that. I'll just remove that before that gets accepted. And the other thing I was talking to you about earlier was the redeem option here. Remember, for each time anybody does a task, you can give them a point, and those points can be redeemed. So if you press redeem here, you'll need to set up your tokens first, and there's another document which I'll give you a link to for that one to set that up. Okay, so we're ready to go. That project is now live, and if you go back to your home page, it will be on there. There it is, Task Pastoral Notes. What also will have happened is that it will be on your app on your phone. So let's quickly go to my phone, and I'm just going to check. Okay, so there's my phone, and there is the app with the tasks loaded up. These are the other projects that I'm working on at the moment, but let's go back to the one in hand, which is the Pastoral Notes. I'll enter that, and let's enter a note for somebody in year 10. So I'll tap year 10, enter pastoral note, and there are the fields that we entered in just now. So I'll go straight away and enter the name, select the name. Let's go with Andy, select a category to make it academic, and off we go. Now this is where it's really handy because I can press the microphone button next to the spacebar to dictate my notes, or I can type them in as you might do on any other keyboard. So I'll press the microphone. This has been a terrific week for Andy. He scored 3 merits in English for a superb piece of work, and also scored 85% in a maths test. Great, so there's that. And this is a positive note, so I'm going to keep it green. And all I need to do now is press tick, and off it goes. So that data has now been sent back to task, and in the next video I will show you how to set up your Google Sheet so that the data that's just been sent off will appear automatically in that sheet. Okay, thanks. Bye for now.